down your nest and come and follow. Share the news of the gospel, yeah. And I wanna run away. I wanna run away with you. So tell me why. So can you tell me why I can't fail? That rooster crowed right through my soul, and I can't feel it. I can't feel it. I can't feel it, baby. Yeah, tell me. So can you tell me why I can't feel? Once, twice, thrice. Hey, tell me! He's dead! He's dead! He's dead! Yeah! No, no, no! No! I'm ashamed, and well, I'm to blame. Lord, and I Ready to go! Ready to go! Ready to go! Ready to go! Wanna be my friend, don't want to never win. Are you ready to go? 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 Way out here, there's a song that's gotta be unsung. Way out here, there's a wrong that's gotta be undone. Spend my time getting wicked till I choke. Gotta spend my youth on something before I go broke. Way out here in the dark that I can't tame. Way out here there's a grave that calls my name. Spend my time getting wicked till I choke. Gotta spend my youth on something before I go broke. Hey now, can I save me from myself and a wicked generation? Gotta save me from myself and a wicked generation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to After Hours Off There, home of the podcast where streamers come together to discuss gaming and what's going on with the tech world. Welcome on in, guys and gals watching at home. Thanks for joining us. We got Dorian Vi, returning guest Jake, and a returning guest Kim tonight. Should be a good time. Dorian, my dude,
And
what you been up to? What you been streaming? What's going on in the Dorian world?
oh, I've been doing good. Before I get to a little bit about myself, how I'm doing, again, thank you guys for being a part of the show. Everyone's coming in this evening. Appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon, evening. It's going to be a great show. And of course, thank you, Sulfus, for having us on the show, producing, directing the show, keeping us in line, the epicenter. Thank you. Gotta love that Sulfus. Of course, that Vi. Gotta love that Vi. Always great to have you back. Jake. Oh, man. you got some good stories to tell a little later. I know it. And of course, that Kirakiraa, all the folks here, follow them. Do it. Just do it. All good folks here. And all of us will be at the TwitchCon, so some stuff's going to go on. We're going to get those video logs out there. Anyway, I've been doing well. I was playing some Siege last night on the Siege Tuesdays, the Battlefronts on the Mondays. Just beat the Bayonetta 1 and 2 series. Fantastic games. And with some interesting camera angles, I'll tell you that. And now I just started God of War series, going through the chronological storyline order. And I'm looking forward to it. I already started some Chains of Ascension. And I'm looking forward to playing all the rest of them. It's going to be some good stuff. And of course, with TwitchCon getting closer and closer, I've been counting the days. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. But other than that, all is well here. And again, thank you everyone for being a part of the broadcast here of this wonderful evening. We'll get to it.
Thanks for coming on back in, Dorian, as always. Dorian been on this show a long time, man. Almost 3 years now Dorian's been doing this with us, so trooper he is. Vi, my dude.
That's Sulfus. Sulfus.
How you been? What's going on in the Vi world?
Man, I've been great. It's good to be back on the show. Glad we managed to fit another one in before that TwitchCon, because I know that was, we were wondering if we could, but here we are. And we got, I'm just going to get right to it, Chunky. We got the Chunky Dunk. We got the Chunky Dunk in the house. I need the lore.
You caught me off guard.
I need the lore on all that. I was making my tweet out. I was doing, the tweet out for the stream. I'm looking for Kim, and there's Chunky Dunk.
Stop.
Let's find out what that's all about in a little bit. But I've been playing Fallout. I've been playing Fallout 4, loving it, having a good time up in there. Looking forward to the new South Park game coming out. I'll probably be streaming that when it drops.
Oh yeah.
And TwitchCon in a couple weeks. Can't wait to go see everyone. It's gonna be good times. But look, I just gotta get through this because I need this lore. So thanks. It's gonna be a good show. Next.
Well, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer there, Vi. Jake, my dude, how you been? Welcome on back to the show. What you been up to? What you been streaming?
And saving the Chunky Dunk lore for last. Huh?
Yeah.
Saving the best for last. Well, again, Sulfus, thank you so much for letting me on the show again, and on such short notice. For those of you who don't know, I was literally just added to the show like last night. It was unknown if I was able to come or not. I was scheduled to work tonight on National Frickin' Taco Day, but a coworker of mine was kind enough to switch shifts with me, so that's why I'm here with you today.
Perfect.
So yeah. But yeah, I just got back from my family vacation, so I had to take a break from streaming, but I will be back with that tonight. I've been playing a lot of that Final Fantasy IX. I've been enjoying the hell out of that game. Wasn't quite into it the first 2 times I played it, but third time's the charm, I guess. And yeah, Turkey owes me because I just got done streaming the entire Jack and Daxter trilogy. And now I'm playing Final Fantasy IX, his favorite RPG ever. And I have a few things up my sleeve this month for October, Halloween, but more on that later. And yeah, still playing Banjo-Kazooie, still got 1 level to finish and Crash, and yeah, I got a lot to do. A lot.
Perfect.
But yeah, things are good.
Well, thanks for coming on back. And shout out to whoever swapped shifts with you so you could be here, man. Very good.
And he's not watching right now, but David, thank you.
Thanks, David. Appreciate you.
Shout out to David. We got Chunky Dunk.
No! God.
Back on the
Okay,
show.
all right. Let me just explain. Okay, right. It's not even. I'm telling you, right. It's not even like a cool story. It's not like, oh my God, that's all. No. So what happened was, one time, like this was maybe like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't even know how long ago. I went to some oddities fair, right? They're like selling a bunch of like Halloween stuff, a bunch of like weird type of stuff, a lot of taxidermy for some reason. And so I start walking by this one stand and I see a sign that says, "I don't skinny dip, I chunky dunk." And I was like, oh my God. I took a picture of it and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I made a tweet and I was just like, I want my first name to be Chunky, last name Dunk. And that's why I like changed it on Twitter. And then everybody's been hitting me up going like, why are you Chunky Dunk? And I was like,
Oh,
I love it though.
I have a question, but I don't want to ask it.
no, go for it.
Did you go chunky dunking?
I have never gone chunky dunking or skinny dipping.
She does so in the bathroom of privacy of her own place. But Kim, thanks for coming on back in the show. What have you been up to? What you been streaming?
Recently, yesterday, I ended up streaming some Layers of Fear and afterwards Cuphead, which both gave me very, very different reactions. You know, Layers of Fear, I was peeing myself, pooping all over the place, like I was a mess. And then for Cuphead, I was just like screaming. I was slamming my chair. I got to get a new chair. This thing's broken. So it's just a mess. So, so I guess, yeah. That's what I've been up to, but mostly. So I'm going to do some more horror games and continue on playing Cuphead. And eventually, I don't know if other people in the chat know this game, Danganronpa, like a new game came out for that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping to be doing that one after I beat Cuphead. So,
seen that around.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Myself. I've been playing mobile games because I'm stuck in a hotel right now. Well, not right now, I'm not, but I've been working out of town. I'm home for yesterday and today, and I'm gonna go back tomorrow. So I've been playing them Angry Birds, man. That's what I've been playing.
Pokemon Go.
Whatever gets you through, man.
Oh God.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm working 3 hours away from home, so I'm up in a hotel during this time. You guys and gals remember, like at the first of the year, I was kind of in a similar situation, so I'm back at it, kind of in the same area that I was, and I don't really have a Flappy Bird. Yeah, I got this game too. I don't really have a set time as to when like I'm done there, so I'll be there for God knows how long. And then the 2 days that I get off, I'm coming home. I got a lot of stuff to do and catch up. So I don't know. Unless I'm doing these, I probably won't be doing personal streams for a while, which sucks. But kind of life took over right now. But we do got that vacation time coming up and hitting up that TwitchCon. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun. Get to see Chunky and live and in color.
No, stop. The worst part, I'm gonna mention this real quick. The worst part is that maybe last week, I'm sure I have some of my viewers that are actually in this chat right now, so some of them might know. Maybe about like a couple days ago or last week, I actually mentioned that I wanted to change my name. I don't want to have Kirakiraa anymore as my name. And I was thinking about like having different names, and I was gonna say at one point I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start suggesting some names, so like I guess like my viewers can decide like which one they like the most. And now Chunky Dunk is for some reason sticking, and it wasn't even part of like my list of.
Chunky
It's just
Dunk.
supposed to be like
Mm-hmm.
just happened.
Sometimes praise the Chunky Dunk right there in chat.
He's the chunky dunk.
Hey, sometimes things just happen, man. So speaking of spooky games that you guys have talked about, Doria, do you have any October plans for the stream, sir?
Well,
Are we finally gonna get to see that
guess-
Until Dawn?
well, Until Dawn will happen this month.
Yes!
We'll probably get a little closer to the near the end, probably after the TwitchCon event itself. But that God of War, it's kind of monster and horror-ish kind of in a way. But yeah, that Until Dawn, I still got it sealed. It's wrapped in its plastic. and that new fresh game smell is probably just waiting to escape. You know, it'll be good.
Still haven't even opened it. How long have you had it?
Oh, I think I must.
Tell me-
I've had it. I bought that game probably a little over a year ago, and it's just still there.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Jeez.
And Far Cry 4. That's not really spooky, but that game is also still sealed, just chilling. It was like $5. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah. So, any other plans for playing little Halloween themed games for you, or you just? gonna
I'm
kinda-
thinking maybe Resident Evil. We might do it. We'll see. It'd be fun. I loved playing it last year. Perhaps the remake on Resident Evil 1, maybe 2.
Oh.
2 is my favorite, by the way. I gotta say, I'm a believer of Roz here. You know, yeah, Resident Evil 2. It's pretty good. And also, that guy right there. I saw him. Yeah, he's somewhere around here. That guy. But yeah, probably maybe some Resident Evil in there. When it also comes to maybe I could find something retro, kind of retro scary. Maybe I could find something. Maybe a Castlevania game. That would be fun to play.
Oh, yeah.
I could find something like that. That would be pretty juicy.
That'd be good stuff for sure. Bye. Got any spooky plans, man?
Well, let me think about this. I think I'm gonna play something in the spooky zone in October. I'm thinking maybe Outlast. I don't know.
Oh.
I got Outlast. I haven't played any like spooky games. I got like a fuckload, but I haven't played any. I got the Outlast. I got the Amnesia. I got the whole Fear series. Until Dawn. I have that. I haven't played it. Maybe I'm thinking Outlast because Beak. I seen him in chat earlier. He has a little challenge thing going with Outlast. I might try it out. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm planning for something. I made some pumpkins for October on the stream. That's my little theme for October. They're Star Wars pumpkins. You got a Vader and a Yoda.
Nice.
Maybe that's the closest I need to get to spooky. Like I got the pumpkins. Maybe I'm good. I don't know. But yeah,
At least
maybe Outlast. We'll see.
At least the effort is there, man. You got the pumpkins.
Yeah, man.
I'll give you credit for that one. I'd like to see you play Outlast, though. Amnesia is a good game as well. I've got this one.
Yeah, that's not a free game, right?
Huh?
I think PlayStation Plus had something about Amnesia going free. Jake was talking on that, I remember.
Yeah, for sure. Jake, spooky games for you or no?
Well, like Vi, I haven't really delved into the horror genre, but I do have a few games. Yeah, as Dorian mentioned, shout out to freaking PlayStation. They had some really good PS Plus games this month. And Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, and the entire Amnesia collection. I actually almost bought the Amnesia collection too. Thank God I didn't, right? So yeah, I might delve into those at some point. And also, I also have Until Dawn, which was also on PS Plus. I've been wanting to play that one for a while, so
That game is
I might
amazing,
use
dude.
this one. Oh yeah, I've seen it streamed before, so I might be a little spoiled story-wise, but I'm sure I'll find it enjoyable either way. And I still, with The Walking Dead Season 3, I've been waiting for that for a long time now. I got it a few months ago, and I still haven't touched it. I don't know why. I got
that
I've been
sitting
waiting
there.
for it for so long, and I haven't played it yet. What the hell is wrong with me? So yeah, those 5 games, I think those are in store for some point this month.
I'll just add on there. I still haven't beaten the Batman, the first Telltale. Maybe that could be up the sleeve there too. That could be fun.
Kim, any for you?
But only play Layers of Fear was like my first game, I guess, for October. But I know, I think I have, oh boy, is it Resident Evil? I have some other horror game in my Steam library, and I can't remember the name. But I did play The Walking Dead season 3. I played that one. It was really good. I'll say though, I definitely prefer the first, but that's just me. Like the first will always be the best for me. In terms of other horror games, I mean, you know, Halloween is actually my least favorite holiday, only because I get scared easily. That's why I get scared. because I'm such a wuss. You have no idea. Like I get scared at the littlest thing. Like I'm just like jumping all over. Like but the candy, the dressing up, I love all of that. That's great. It's amazing. But getting scared is just not my thing. But like in a way to kind of like show off that I'm like like yeah like into Halloween. I have like skeleton like earrings that I'm gonna try to wear like every time that I stream.
Dope.
So yeah, like I don't know, like they're just.
I
like,
just realized those were
Look
skeletons.
at that.
Yeah, they're skeletons like dangling. So I was like, it's really cute. So.
Dang.
Yes.
Yeah. And also for like, I saw somebody in the chat was asking, it's a Steven Universe thing. I use his head as a little like stress ball thing. So I've been like squishing that. So if you see that, it's just me squishing his head. Okay, so, just in case.
Perfect.
But yeah, for my stream, I'm just making everything super Halloweenify. Like I'm going in, like going hard, and I've been playing. Gonna try to keep playing, horror games, even though I scream a lot. So.
That's all part of the fun.
Yeah, I mean, I goes.
But yeah, as I said at the start, I'm out of town, so I'm not gonna have a whole lot of plans for my streams because there's probably not gonna be any. But if I am able to stream during some time off, if I have some time, I'll probably just stream my regular stuff. I may have some stuff laying around that I can just play that I already have. We'll see. So my phone just went off. So YouTube, switching topics here. YouTube did a thing. And they announced their sort of, I guess, answer to Twitch's partner system and stuff. So they have their parameters now set up, and people are getting partnered on YouTube that are streaming over there on YouTube Gaming. So we're going to talk about this. Also poses a question too, as here lately Nintendo has been shutting down live streams on YouTube of their games. So that's interesting. Dorian, Mr. Partner, what do you think about this?
I always like, as a, I guess, business perspective, I like the competition. But I will say this: I think right now Twitch continues to dominate the live streaming gaming platform.
For sure.
So many events, even they're on YouTube as well, but a lot of events are now being covered from Twitch. I remember the E3 and Sony, so many different conferences coming off from Twitch feeds, and I actually go if I'm interested in a game nowadays, I'm usually just going to look up a broadcast like that by. Maybe he's got something popping off there, or that king. Yeah, maybe some Mario Odyssey.
Ooh.
It seems good. Or Jake, one of the games. But with the partner program, I think it's kind of partner sponsor. It is their answer to the current system that's available on Twitch if you're a partner or affiliate, to subscribe to a channel for $5 and get some emotes. I'm not sure if they're calling them emotes over there. They might be calling emoticons, emojis, or expressions, but yeah, it's very similar. And I know going on my Twitter feed when that was announced and seeing a few other partners tweet out and other affiliates, they thought it was kind of they're trying to jump into the same pool with all the stuff that's going on with Twitch, trying to get people to go on that side. Now, I don't know too many YouTube gaming live broadcasters. I don't think I can list one within the community I'm aware of that I know. So we'll see. Again, Twitch just continues to dominate, and will it take off? it remains to be seen. It's quite early, and talking about a little bit with the Nintendo and a little bit, I don't know. It would be exactly the platform I would like to, or ever consider to live stream at. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But in a nutshell, I think they're trying to have, their own little thing, but it's very similar. And with the whole September thing, that's Subtober. You can subscribe to channels for $2.50 for the first time. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's a good way. Anyway, Twitch. It was good on them to jump on that. It's like, you know what? You like that broadcaster? $2.50. Those emoticons popping off.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. It's pretty good.
I was
So
trying to
Nintendo.
look up like I mean it's the same thing. It's $4.99 a month.
Ad free, I assume.
Yeah, custom emojis is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much, it's essentially the same thing. They're just calling it different things. Cam, what do you think?
Well, when I first heard about YouTube gaming, I was like, oh, that's kind of like what Twitch is, right? So I don't know. I just immediately thought of oh, okay, they're kind of like copying Twitch in a way, which is like, it's fine. Like I know there's other, streaming platforms. I get that. But I mean, I don't see myself going on to like YouTube gaming, or I think there's like, is it Mixer? I don't remember. There's like other sites and everything.
Yeah,
I can only see myself sticking with Twitch if I'm being completely honest. I mean, that's where I've met like a good portion of my friends, so I don't know. And then the community is just amazing, and then there's just so much more to do. Like, TwitchCon is a thing too, and it's great. So no, I don't know. Yeah, I can't see myself going on with YouTube gaming. I've only ever seen maybe one or two, I guess, would they also be called streams on YouTube gaming? It's definitely very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different compared to, like, it's almost like, in a way, I don't know. Not that I don't feel a connection with the person who's streaming, because I never really gave it a shot anyway, so I've never really like tried to talk to the person who was streaming on YouTube gaming, but it's just, for some reason, just on Twitch, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is like, I feel more back at home, and as cheesy as it might sound. So, yeah, I can't.
Home away from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
What's your take on Nintendo shutting down streams on YouTube?
I mean, it does suck. I understand, I understand, like, it's their whole thing, like, it's a copyright thing, whatever. I've been seeing, like, a lot of, like, bigger YouTubers also getting their videos shut down because of Nintendo, like, Mario Kart videos are getting, like, either demonetized or just completely, like, no, you can't have that up anymore. I haven't seen anything in regards of YouTube gaming, only because, again, I don't really watch this stuff, so I don't know if Nintendo's going in on that. I have no idea. I've seen videos just flat out, if they're from Nintendo, like Super Mario Maker, Mario Kart, whatever, it's Nintendo. I've been hearing just like, oh my god, they demonetized my video again, or oh, like they just shut it down. They said that I can't have it up anymore. So, it kind of sucks, but again, it's like that's their company, so I guess you can't. I don't really know. It's kind of like you kind of can see one side, but you can also see the other side, So I don't know. I just know I wouldn't put up any Nintendo videos. I'm being completely honest, so I would just avoid it like 100%.
It's very strange. Jake, what's your take on all this mess, dude?
Like, what do you want to hear about first, the YouTube thing or the Nintendo thing?
Whichever one you want to talk about, man. It's all you.
Well, with YouTube gaming, it's like, yeah, like it's what everybody's saying. They're pretty much copying Twitch. I mean, first Twitch and then YouTube gaming, and now with the whole like partnership thing. But like, no matter how much YouTube gaming becomes like Twitch, there's always one thing Twitch will have that YouTube gaming won't have, and that's the community. Everybody is here. The whole Twitch fam is here. Like, I don't see us moving to a different platform altogether collectively anytime soon, if at all. So yeah, YouTube can try to compete, but I think Twitch will always dominate the streaming front. Like Twitch has streaming, and then YouTube has the videos. I think both should just, kind of stick to those things. As for Nintendo, it's disappointing to see. Like they need to realize for every stream they shut down, for every video they demonetize, they're basically shooting themselves in the foot. Like, people stream these games and they do let's plays of these games because they enjoy playing them, and it's basically free advertising for them. Because I can't tell you how many times I've watched a Twitch stream or a YouTube video, and I was like, hey, this game looks cool. I kind of want to get it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I wish Nintendo would realize that.
It's an odd move. But Vi, what you think?
I think when Kim said she's just going to avoid it because of all, just avoid the problems and everything. Nintendo's just making it so people don't want to put up Nintendo videos. And like Jake said, it's free advertising. But I guess they don't see it like that. But they want that ad revenue on that video, I guess. So it's just Nintendo. It's just the way Nintendo is. I remember a couple years ago when it was on YouTube. I can't remember. It was a while ago, but people could partner with Nintendo to put Nintendo videos up. And but Nintendo took a big cut if you did go through that program.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's still a thing,
It is.
but
It's,
it is still a thing.
What is it called? Like
Yeah, you got the intel.
creation program or something like
Creator
this.
program, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like this.
It's-
Now-
that's Nintendo.
Now, here's a funny side information about that, right? So if you're under the creator program thing with Nintendo, right, and you can post videos to YouTube and it not getting taken down, right, and they take their massive cut of whatever you make,
right.
said person can still not live stream Nintendo stuff.
Really?
Yes.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, Nintendo's real strange, man. Come to Twitch. Stream all you want. You want to stream that Mario Odyssey? We'll take you. Drop over to the
Another
Twitch.
reason why Twitch is dominating.
It's real strange. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just Nintendo. It's just the way Nintendo is. As for the YouTube gaming, I think Dorian said it's competition. Competition is always good, but it's real cut and paste of what Twitch is. Can someone explain to me what Super Chat is? Because I've heard the term for YouTube gaming. I don't know. Is it like is it their bits system? I don't know. I've just heard that term around.
I've never heard of that term until
I've
now.
never heard of it. Yeah.
Never heard of that? Okay. Maybe I'm crazy. Who knows? But
No, that's not why you're crazy.
Oh, I found something.
yeah,
I found something here about something
Chat?
Google related. Yeah, Super Chat. I don't know if this Super Chat and live streams. I'll post that in the
Okay, so-
Twitch chat right there.
So here it is.
Super Chat.
YouTube launches Super
Oh,
Chat, a tool that lets you pay to pin comments on live streams.
That's the one I'm talking about, man.
Sounds like a bits.
It's the bits. It's their
Yeah.
bits.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why TriDef likes to hound me. But yeah, the bits on YouTube.
Yeah. So I think YouTube's main platform is obviously, just people uploading videos and it's there to access. I think
Yeah.
the YouTube gaming is just kind of a thing that's there that they extended off of whatever they already had. I think I don't know the numbers, compared to Twitch, but Twitch is what last year it was the third most viewing streaming platform off of Netflix, and YouTube itself is where people were watching video, right? In North America anyway. So I don't know where the YouTube gaming falls into that, but I just think that Twitch has it in the bag as long as they don't do anything majorly stupid. I think Twitch is just fine. They're always doing good stuff. They're always throwing out little things, and I've said it over and over and over and over again on this show. When Twitch does something, it's always a step to something else. They'll throw out something little, see how it happens, and then build upon that. The only thing YouTube, to me, the only thing YouTube is a brand name. Okay, it's everybody, their grandmother knows what YouTube is by now. So people who have done whatever on Twitch to get themselves banned, they will then go to YouTube. They're not going to go to these other places that are not as well known. And they don't know where to find people, but YouTube, oh hey, yeah, I know YouTube, I'll go over there. And actually we talked about this not too long ago because of the way the ad and the adpocalypse, as it was called on YouTube.
Right, yeah.
People have actually been moving from YouTube to Twitch.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I think the partnership or whatever they're calling the sponsorship, I think that's just kind of natural. That's what everybody else does, so they have to keep up with it. But having decent, is it competition? It's competition because it's the same thing, but is it really competition? Just keeps, Twitch even more on top of their game to stay number one, right? That's what I think.
Yeah.
Not that they're not on top of their game, but just to refocus and see what they can do to stay on top. As far as Nintendo, it hurts my brain, man. It hurts my brain that they do this. Somebody said it in chat earlier, and we talked about it the last show we did. That PUBG. Twitch is probably the 90% reason why that game is that popular right now.
Right, exactly.
And you can watch a video of a let's play. Doesn't mean that you're not going to buy it. Most people see the game like, yo, that looks fun. I want to get in on that. It's not like, oh, I'm watching it right now, so I don't have to play it. I've never heard anybody do this, man.
No, nobody does.
So I don't know what they're like. I get it, but I don't. Right? I get why they're able to do it, but I don't know why they do it. It's just I need somebody from Nintendo to come on the show and explain to me what their thought process is.
Right? That's what I'd like to know too, right?
Because see, why would you make a game like Super Mario Maker, but then not allow people to see it?
Right.
Good point. Yeah.
It's a kind of a contradicting statement because on the back it says anyone can make it, everyone can play it. Play, create, share. Right there, my.
Yeah.
That should be like an asterisk right beside the share. It's like, only if you do these with these conditions.
Right.
Supported.
Sure, you can share it. You can put it on their thing, and people have to know how to find it. But how many levels have been created for that game? Countless.
Oh,
so
probably.
There's no way of knowing without that little code, right? Them code story. Well, how are you going to share? It's just, there's no, like if I had, a Nintendo Super Mario Maker and I'm going, I want to play that level that Dorian made. Well, how am I going to know? How am I going to know without, how am I going to search through that? Through that share asterisk.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I just think Nintendo's stuck in the old ways, dinosaur days, when it comes to how media and sharing content creation is now, because
Yeah.
I'm sure lots of people on the Twitch side are like, you know what, that Mario Kart 8, I want to buy it. And guess what? When I was funding for a Wii U, it was that Jimmy J Last that kind of sold me on getting a Wii U. You know, watching him play the Mario Karts and some other Mario games. And I was like, you know, that'd be a lot of fun to play. And of course, you know, we got a lot of fun out of Mario Kart 8. Now, if it was YouTube, I would be hounded. You know, it would be absolutely. You're like, oh, sorry guys, I'm limited to what I'm able to stream, and I like having the ability. You know what? Today I'm feeling like I want to play some Indiana Jones for Super Nintendo, or maybe Donkey Kong Country 2 again, right? You have these old game carts, and people collect them, and you're like, you know what? I want to stream those over on the Nintendo side on YouTube. Oh,
Too bad.
boy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, too, and I know we're going to get into this topic a little later, but them re-releasing, you know, the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, like, hey, here's some stuff for your past. Don't show it to anybody.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't, like, I don't know, man. Hurts my brain. Hopefully at some point in time, they'll come to terms. I get it, you know, I get it to a point to where they're trying to, you know, it's their baby, they're trying to protect it, right? All this thing, but what are you protecting it against?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's
Game sales?
it's exactly.
I don't know. Actually, somebody in the chat, I guess Beak Nasty is their name. They had actually asked, "Are you thinking that Nintendo may be in talks with a streaming platform exclusively?" And actually reminded me that Disney's actually doing that in terms of like showing off their movies and all that stuff. They're having their own. They're taking everything back from Netflix, and they're gonna have their own exclusive like Disney streaming. Well, you know, to watch videos and, you know, shows and movies and all that. So it's actually, I wouldn't be surprised if for some reason Nintendo was like, let's do that too and have our own streaming platform, but you can only, you know, like Nintendo games are great. You can like stream those there. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past them to do that, you know? Like if Disney's doing it with their own, you know, their shows, their movies, you know, in a way, like what's stopping Nintendo from pretty much doing the same thing, but this time with their video games.
Well,
you know?
a lot of people are, you know, you got Disney doing their own thing. HBO, you know, you got the HBO Go app. You got the WWE Network. You know, everybody's kind of going to that format, right? So maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I would not be surprised. I'd be like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's probably why. Because like right now, I have no idea why Nintendo's like, hey, you can't upload Mario Kart, you can't upload Super Mario Maker. You know, what are you doing? You can't upload Pokken Tournament. Like, okay, well then what's the point? Like, okay, then what's the reason then? You know, because like somebody else had mentioned that, yeah, like PUBG is the reason why PUBG is, you know, so popular now, because Twitch was like, yep, go ahead, stream it. And I guess cool, like, you know, everybody was just cool with it, you know, and that's why everybody's like, oh my god, PUBG, you know.
Yep.
But then it's like you can't what? You know, you can't upload videos like from Nintendo games anymore. Then like, you know, it's like, yeah, people are still gonna buy the games, but it's like, but you could be doing so much better in terms of sales. You know, by having free advertisement. What more could you ask for?
So what happens?
You know?
So what happens if Vi fires up his Nintendo and invites over 30 people to his house to watch him play it? Is Nintendo going to show up and shut down the party, man?
Party's over. You got more than 2 friends over here? No, that's against rules.
And that's the thing, though, because it's like, in this case, let's say, you know, Vi was like, yeah, you know what, everybody, come over to my house, you're going to watch me play, right? And then he goes, all right, but I'm charging $5 for every person who comes in. Then it's like, okay, you know, I kind of, like, that's a little crazy, but it's like, what are we doing on Twitch? Like, we're not saying, like, hey, by the way, every viewer who comes in, pay $5. Like, then it'd be like, okay, well, what are you doing? Like, you know, what's going on there?
Yeah.
But it's like, we're pretty much doing this for free. So it's like, so what are they? What? That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to like defend them too in a way, but I can't. I
There's
don't know.
no.
I mean, but that's the thing though. Like, you can stream a Nintendo game, and then people can like cheer you or like subscribe to you, and you're
Right.
making money that way.
Yeah, it would be that way, but then I could
Yeah,
also
but
be like,
it's-
all right, I'm gonna stream Cuphead, and then it's like, is Cuphead gonna say the same thing? Like, hey, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It's really confusing for me, at least.
I mean, yeah, Sony and Microsoft, they don't have any problem with that. It's only Nintendo that's
Right.
It's completely optional though, right? So people come
Yeah.
into your stream, they don't have to pay you, man. They don't.
No.
It's
Right.
it's almost like a tip, in a way.
Right.
So if you go in, you stream, say 6 to 8 hours, you start off with a Nintendo game, and then you swap to something else.
Right.
It's completely up to the streamer.
Right.
The audience is the one that's just there, and they're not supporting you playing Nintendo. They're supporting the streamer
Mhm.
who's doing it. If money is exchanging hands there with bits and whatever else, it's 9 times out of 10. I have never donated or cheered or anything to somebody or subbed to somebody because they were playing a certain game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've always made. Hey, I like this streamer. They're
Right.
They're fun to watch. I'm gonna throw up,
Mhm.
throw them some stuff their way.
Right.
It's not because of what they're playing. 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
anybody on this panel and other people that's been on the show before. I don't care what game they're playing, man. I go in there because they're
Exactly.
they're them. I go and watch Dorian because he's Dorian, not because he's playing a certain game.
Exactly.
So I don't. Nintendo, man. Nintendo.
Unless A Bug's Life. If you're playing A Bug's Life for PS1, all those onboard followers say, you're playing my favorite game. Take my bits. You're playing this game. Turkey, you know this.
Wait,
But yeah,
actually-
you hit the nail on the head there. There hasn't been a time when I have cheered or contributed or subscribed to someone just because they're playing that game. I feel that would be a very poor investment because, as a broadcaster myself, I play, let's say the Battlefront and Siege on Tuesdays, and then normally my Friday, Saturdays, I like to play my single player games. And if someone just, contributed, sub, whatever, because of Siege, and they expect Siege all the time, guess what? Only once a
Yeah.
week. You know? That's it. I always sub, contribute, whatever it might be, support that broadcaster because
Mhm.
of who they are, what they
Right.
do.
Exactly.
It's like that PUBG Wednesday, right, Vi?
Yeah, man. All about that PUBG Wednesdays.
It'd be the same thing,
Yeah,
Same thing for
very
you.
similar. And that's the thing about PUBG as well. I'm pretty sure streaming PUBG made that game what it is. Just
It-
the word of mouth that the streams and
It
videos
did.
created for that game.
Right.
But Nintendo can't see that.
We
I don't know.
I said it last show when we were talking about PUBG. I've never seen a PUBG commercial, but it's the most played game on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It overtook Dota 2 as the most played game on Steam. So anyway, Nintendo. I don't know, man. Please, Nintendo, please. I love you, but you're making the relationship hard, man. Ooh. So you know what happened? Is there was a trailer dropped for a new game. That Red Dead 2 trailer got dropped a couple weeks ago, last week, 2 weeks ago. So
Give me like a minute. I'm gonna watch the trailer real quick.
You didn't watch it before the podcast, Vi?
come out. You're supposed to do your homework, man.
F.
So this game is coming out spring of 2018. So this poses a question, and it's happened a few times. Are developers showing their hats too soon. And a game gets overhyped for a half a year before it's actually on sale. And then you finally get your hands on the game and you're like, okay, I played it. You know what I mean? Like, and there's not a good overall review on it because the overhype has been so much. If I still watching the trailer, Dorian, what do you think?
Well, my opinion on Red Dead 2, I liked what I saw. A lot of it was cinematic, a little bit of gameplay in there, and as someone that had played the first Red Dead Redemption, I didn't ever play the PS2, which was called Red Dead Revolver. Red Dead Redemption 1, it was a great game. Open sandbox, western, hilarious side characters that you get to know, and fun gameplay, good times. It really made you feel like you're back in the old western days. Reminded me of like the Back to the Future Part 3 movie in a way, some parts. But yeah, so letting some developers are able to get away with it, I think. Like Rockstar has established themselves as a very special game developer in terms of releasing information. Like everyone listens to them. It's just like, oh, I hear something. Oh, that's Rockstar. They're making noise. Whereas other developers, they have press conferences, they release trailers throughout the year and stuff. Whereas Red Dead and Rockstar, and just Rockstar in general, they usually kind of like, you know what? A couple of weeks from now, a month from now, or even half a year from now, we'll just drop something just for a little taste. We'll taste what's going to be in the game. And most of the time, I think they nail it. And most of the games that I've played from Rockstar are pretty good. But,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at chat.
I see what Joe is saying there. Yeah, that's Joe.
Joe, wrong channel, buddy.
But some overhype and whatnot. There's some games. There are some games that have kind of fallen into that, and one that always stands out that I always talk about on the after hours and my own stream is that first Watch Dogs. When they came out swinging. I'll see if I can find the poster here shortly, but they were basically saying, you know what, you can enjoy your time in GTA and then a couple of months from now you're gonna come over to Chicago.
Yeah,
we're gonna do some things. And that game kind of turned, in my opinion, I didn't really care for it. It was kind of a stale game, the first Watch Dogs. So, yeah, overhype, hype. That's what trailers are kind of intended to do. But sometimes games just fall flat. The trailer looked good, but could you recreate those moments in the trailer? Maybe not so much.
Yeah, and most of the time these trailers come out with very little gameplay.
Yeah, I didn't see much in that trailer. That I just watched gameplay-wise.
There's an industry term I hear a lot. It's called a vertical slice, where they bring in, like, they show maybe the best parts of the game that they can think of, but then when you get the game, it's not much.
Yeah.
There's not much substance there. So. But with Rockstar, most of the time, any game that I've played, they were able to capture all those moments. And I remember when GTA 5, when they showed, flying around and driving all these different cars and the silly characters, it was all there.
Yeah. Vi?
Yeah, well, I just watched the trailer. It looked good. It looked crisp. Again, very heavy on cinematics. Hopefully, the gameplay will. But it's Rockstar. I think Dorian's like Rockstar. They're established. I'm sure they'll do great. As for games being announced real early, the one I always think of with all the hype behind it, and then the disappointment.
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead and say.
What's that?
I know
was that No Man's Sky? Was that No Man's Sky? Oh my god! Oh god, that game was shit.
Oh no.
Like I know me and Sulfus, we were hyping it up here before it came out.
And that's Sten Rose.
And Sten Rose. Just the trailers they were coming out with at the E3, showing the galaxy and everything, where you can go, what you can do, and then you get the game, and oh no, it hurt, man, it hurt. So yeah, I do think developers can kill themselves with hype. Now I haven't played No Man's Sky since. I've heard they've come out with updates and added buildings and stuff you can do, and I'm sure it's a better game today than what it was then.
There's vehicles now too. Like you can.
There you go.
You can make like a truck or whatever and like drive around.
But don't want to go back to it.
Yeah,
it hurt me too much.
Too little, too late, man.
Yeah. So, but on the flip side of that, I like what Bethesda's doing. You all remember when Fallout 4 was announced? The game came out like a couple months later.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
Yeah, so that's beautiful. I think they just did that for something else as well. Is it the new Wolfenstein?
Yeah, new Wolfenstein.
Like they announced that, and it's coming out. What next month? This.
Mm-hmm.
This month.
This month.
Yeah, I think so.
Because
Bethesda knows what's up. Wait till your game is almost finished, then drop it. Then drop the trailers. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's some games I'll tell you that comes to mind that I still haven't played, and I think it was in development for at least 5, maybe 6 years. Was that Last Guardian for the PlayStation? It was the Dogbird game, right?
Oh yeah.
That game was originally announced.
Did that come out?
Yep.
Oh, it did. Okay.
It did, but it was in development so long, and a few E3s you would see a trailer, but the game wasn't there, and then I don't know if there was some complications, then they moved from PS3 to PS4, and it came out, and I hear it's overall a pretty good game, but yeah, I don't know. Some of these games, like, I remember the Fallout 4, when that dropped, I have that game, I haven't played it yet, but
it's good stuff.
Bethesda, I remember that their own E3 conference, or their own little show that they had. Oh yeah, Fallout 4 is coming out a few months from now. We'll see you then,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's how you drop a bomb on somebody. Not, hey, we got this game coming out. You can get it in 22 months, man. It's yours. Kim?
Okay, in regards to Red Dead Redemption, I've never actually played the first game, and I remember watching the trailer for the second one, and I'll be honest, I don't remember anything from it. Mostly because since I never played the first game, it was just like, oh, okay, like let's see what's the hype about. Like people are just like, And again, I ended up actually, 2 of my friends, one of them being Jimmy, actually streamed Red Dead Redemption, and it looked really nice. It looked really cool. I kept thinking, okay, McCree, that's from Overwatch, nice. And so I kept like trying to like, in a way, kind of like, trying to make it relatable so that I can enjoy it as well. Not that it's not good if I don't, compare it to something, but it did remind me a lot of like a Western, like GTA type of game, and it seemed really great. It's just, I probably, knowing me, I probably won't get the game. I don't know. I would probably have to like watch a little more, watch the entire gameplay of Red Dead Redemption, and then maybe play it. And then maybe someday just be like, okay, maybe I'll like try the second one or and also in regards of, overhyping, up and coming games, it's a real risk. And, one of those being No Man's Sky. I knew nothing about the game. I knew nothing about, I'll tell you straight up. I knew nothing about it, right? I had always heard people talking about it. They were like, yeah, we're so excited. Yeah, it's great. And then I just remember when the game came out, everybody's just like, wow, this sucks. This is like, and I was like, what happened? And then, as time went on, like I kept hearing more and more and more. And then eventually I did my own research too. And I was just like, all right, what the heck happened that that people just hate this game? And it was, false promises. And then, the trailer looked a lot better, and it seemed like they're going to have so much more in there. And it was just, I think the biggest thing, which also in regards to, I think the game's called Last Guardian, right? is that there was so much hype for it, and hype like every month or every year, and constantly talking about it. It's just like one day when the game comes out, it's like, all right, you got all of this, like, oh my god, it's gonna be great, and then you actually play it, and it's like, oh, that's not what I expected. So that could also kill the game too. So I think what with the whole Fallout 4 coming out, it's like, oh, by the way, it's coming out. It's like, oh my god, and it's like, and then you'll play it, and you don't have like that, like that big hype, you don't have all those expectations. It's just like you just go straight in. I don't know. It's a real risk, and unfortunately, No Man's Sky, took that risk, and they just failed really badly. I mean, I'm sure maybe now they're doing a little bit better. I have no idea, but it's not a game that I would pick up. Yeah, it's not a game that I would pick up though, to be honest. But yeah, also with Red Dead, my boyfriend just sent the chat. He was like, "I'll get her to play. Don't worry." So maybe I'll actually play it. Who knows?
He's on it. He's on it.
Yeah, he's all right. He's like, all right, we'll fix this. So maybe I'll give it a shot then. Who knows? So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Jake, what are your thoughts, sir?
Well, like Kirakiraa, I haven't played the first Red Dead Redemption. Although, the only Rockstar game the series I've actually delved into is GTA. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption, LA Noire, none of that stuff. I want to. It's on the list, but it's a big list. You know what I mean? But yeah, what I remember, when they were just announcing Red Dead Redemption 2, I remember there was a lot of flack about the name. Red Dead Redemption, it's not the first game in the series. Red Dead Revolver was. So I didn't even know about that either. I didn't know that there was a game before Redemption.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like they're trying to capitalize on the success of the first game, Red Dead Redemption, by naming it Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, personally, I had no problem with it. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time game series have done stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
For example, one of my favorites, Soul Calibur. The first game in that series wasn't Soul Calibur, it was Soul Blade. Then Soul Calibur, then Soul Calibur 2, so on and so forth. Then again, there's also Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Then they made Modern Warfare 2 and 3. It just became its own little series.
Yeah.
And as for overhyping games, again, what Kim said, it's a gamble. But it's you want people to get excited for the game. So you can't just, not hype it up at all. Otherwise, when it gets released, people aren't even going to know about it.
Right.
But again, you don't want to get people too overhyped and then have them be disappointed when the game's finally released. One example I can name off the top of my head, Kingdom Hearts 3. They've been just releasing trailer after trailer after trailer. And it's I really want to be excited for this, but I don't want to be disappointed either.
Yeah.
It's a real struggle. It's a real struggle.
We don't even have a release date for the thing yet. All we know is it's coming out sometime in 2018. And even then, that might get even pushed back even further.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I have a phrase that I use a lot. It's cautiously optimistic. That's what I am right now. Cautiously optimistic.
I like it.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I mean,
I'll say one last thing. In the words of Shigeru Miyamoto, a delayed game is eventually good, but a rush game is forever bad.
yeah.
That's something I always try to keep in mind.
That's hot.
That's actually really cool.
Jake dropping bombs in here, man.
Yeah.
So Jake and Kim, don't feel bad. I haven't played that series either. The Red Dead. And here's when it first came out. I was playing the GTA, the older ones. And then they came out with that game, and somebody was like, "Oh, it's like GTA but with horses," and I'm like, "Okay." And I'm sure there's more to it, but that just comment made me not want to play it. And I'm sure it's more to it, and the story is good because it's Rockstar. And I would actually be interested in playing this one, even though I haven't played the other ones before. But I think there's a fine window of when to come out. Because here's the trend. like a new game will be announced, especially if it's a sequel, right? So then everybody starts streaming the earlier games, right? So you have time to stream like the entire series before the new game comes out, and then you play the new game. And you've been playing this, series for so long. You're just like, okay, now I got to play the new one because I did all the rest of them, and it just becomes kind of a thing that you do, and it's not really, appreciated, or the hype was there for so long, and now it's finally here, and yeah, it was a game that I played, and I'll be honest, like there's been a couple of Bethesda games that has let me down. Believe it or not, when I first started playing Skyrim, I hated it.
What?
And then
That silent what?
and then a year later, I tried it again, and I liked it. The second time around. And I actually did the same thing with Fallout 4. The first time I played Fallout 4, and I was like, well, yeah, there it is. And then played Fallout 4 again, and had much more appreciation for it. So, yeah, it's shocking that Bethesda let me down. But I don't know, man. I think these long sort of, it's become more like the movie industry. You go out to a movie, you see like a 5-second clip of something, of a movie that's coming out in like a year or two sometimes. It's becoming more like that, where you get like a 20-second like cinematic cut of a game, but no real gameplay that's coming. Nobody knows what to expect because it has that name up top of it. They're like, oh, I can't wait for that game to come out, and everybody talks about it, It's a fine window, man. And I also think it depends. It depends on the type of game. It depends on who makes it. It depends on a lot of things. Because I understand, okay? I understand why No Man's Sky had so much coverage, because they were basically a very small company. That was like 8 people working for them, and that included the market team.
I think so. Yeah.
So I get that they were trying to get their name out there, man. But the fall down with that was that game got released way too early. We talked about this last time. They didn't have all the things that they talked about were not in the game. So if you tell me, hey, I'm making this game and you're going to be able to do this, and then I get the game and I can't do that, I'm out.
I feel like we've talked about this before on After Hours, but it all seems to, come right back to it. It's like some games just over promise and under deliver a lot of the time, and they come out like, I don't want to say it, but some of these AAA games come out like as an early access game. Like, okay, you only get maybe 30, 40, maybe 50, maybe 60% of the game, and then, the rest is going to come out later. So I remember the No Man's Sky, I was getting excited just seeing like the space and flying around, you found this planet or, this species and you call it whatever. But I remember when Vi and you were playing, it's like, that John Travolta scene in Pulp Fiction. What's there? Just I don't know. And also another thing is, again, maybe if the game was, let's just say it was $20, right? In Canada, again, games are $79.99, and then with taxes, it brings up basically to $90, right? So you're spending $90. You expect, there's going to be some substance there, right? A lot of these games, I don't think warrant that price of, I'd say $90. I'm like, oh, that's not much there, It's like going to a restaurant and you spend 90, I don't know, that's pretty expensive, but all you get is like this incy wincy thing. Like, oh, that's it.
Y'all remember that Alien game? I think it was like Marines or the one before the good
Colonial
one.
Marines.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a big thing when they came out with their trailers, and when the people got the game, stuff in the trailer was nowhere to be seen. And I think they had to like
Oh,
they
yeah.
put up this thing where you could get your money back for the game or something. That was huge. Yeah, see, Joe knows.
Yeah,
That's it, man. Trailers can kill you.
That game was awful, dude. The AI was terrible. Like, the enemies would just walk right past you, not even try to attack you and stuff. It was rough. It was rough.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost like, we should be able to get some of these people for false advertisement, right? We should be able to get some of them for that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was with that game. It's been a while since I've read about it, but yeah.
But that game was in like development hell though for a while because like if I remember correctly, they swapped developers in the middle of it, and it was, I don't know, man, it was crazy. But it's not good. The last one was, I didn't play the isolation or whatever, but I've seen plenty of people play it.
Yeah.
I've been asked to play it. Raw is saying I should play it. That'd be a good game. He was saying for Spooky
Oh yeah.
October, something like that. Oh, just want to say I just typed in Alien Clone Marines and like the first like, if you do Google images, it's like trailer versus gameplay.
And there it is. See, there you go.
Yeah, it's like
it was a big thing, man.
yeah, it was.
It's rough. You know when a developer starts offering refunds for a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's kind of maybe a little off topic, but I remember with the Arkham Knight situation when Batman Arkham Knight came on PC. It did not. It was absolutely. I remember playing it and like, what's going on? Like, is my computer going to explode here? I don't know. It's just not
Oh my
working.
God.
Yeah, and it was just not optimized. They only had maybe like 6 or 7 people, I think. It was a very small group. It wasn't actually Rocksteady, the developer of the game series. They had it sent to someone else for the PC version.
Yeah.
And it was just very poor. They took the game off of Steam. There was a whole backlash about that, I remember. But again, you're spending, let's say, $60 American, 90 Canadian for a game, and to find out that there's not much there, or it is completely broken. I know a lot of games get day one patches, but that thing was hounded for months. They took it off for like 3 months, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, I had to fix it and re-release it. It was rough. It was rough. So yeah, I mean, and again, people, I'll echo it. Y'all said it, but the way Bethesda came out with Fallout 4, that was perfect. Because they announced it on that E3. Fallout 4 is the thing. Oh, and it's available in it was 4 months or whatever, 3 months. It was.
Yeah, it was that holiday season, whenever.
It was real close, man. I'm just like, oh wow. And nobody knew anything about it beforehand, man. Now there's all this, it's real easy to get information, and information gets leaked about what's going on and whatever. But then it comes, like, oh, I heard, this game was getting made. Like, oh, I hope that game's getting made. But until you see it, you really don't believe it. But when they come out with it and announce it and go, hey, you can get it in 3 months, man. That is a bombshell right there, literally, with Fallout. Anyway, but I really like the way that they did that for sure. Because then you don't have to take a whole year to be hyped about it. So with the re-release of the classic Nintendo and the SNES Classic, and we got that Sega re-release, which I got. It's over here. It's right here. It's in my hand. Yeah, dude. Sega came out with a classic, dude. I got it. It's right here.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, dude. It's right here. on camera right now.
Oh, well, I see.
Yo, what games are on there, man?
There's a bunch. Altered Beast is on there.
Nice.
Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3 is on there.
Gotta have that Sonic, right?
Yeah, Sonic. There's a few Sonic games on there. There's a whole bunch, man. There's like, I don't know, what, 80 games on this one?
I had no idea that came out.
Oh yeah, I got it. Which begs the question: what were the games that everybody played whilst they were growing up? As a little tyke. What did little Dorian grow up playing?
Little Doran grew up playing. Well, I have one of the classics here. Of course, you know, my first game system was NES. My family got that. My brother and I played a lot of it. I have one game that's just always on my desk, and I don't talk about it very much. I've always talked about Mario and stuff, but one that comes to mind is that Mike Tyson punch out right there.
Oh,
Didn't see that.
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah, no, I remember playing this a lot, and getting I can't remember the protagonist's name. Mick something. I think
that's Little Mac, man.
Lil Mac. Lil Mac.
Little Mac.
I might think I don't know where I'm getting Mick from. Anyway,
Hey, Dorian. A side fun fact about that game.
lay it on me.
I don't know why I can do this, but I can tell you the password to get directly to Mike Tyson.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't know. Here, I'll type it out in chat. I don't know why I know this number like I do, but I do it. I know it.
But yeah, I used to play that all the time. Because each boxer would have their own weakness, and you have to get those proper timings, do the counter. Oh, so much fun. And right there, 007.
How
So random. It's so
What
random.
a small number, Solvis.
Bruh, I don't know why I can recite.
Why do you have it memorized?
I can recite.
Dang.
I can recite that thing like it's my social security number, man.
Oh,
And-
Oh my god.
And when they re-released it and took Mike Tyson off the cover of it, and it was just like Punch Out or whatever, the same code works to get to the final guy. It's not Mike
Nice.
Tyson anymore. It's like somebody else, but same thing. Same code works.
That's wild.
Wow.
I got no answer as to why I know that, but I can. There it is.
Wow.
It's a real thing. Somebody look it up. Go ahead,
Dang.
Dorian. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, the Mike Tyson, I had a blast playing that. Of course, the NES, you know, the Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, Duck Hunt, just called Golf, not the one that you were playing by. What was it called?
Jack Nichols.
And I'm gone. The Jack Nicholas.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholas.
Greatest 18 holes of major championship golf.
There you
Yep,
go.
never played that one.
It's shit.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one which I never beat because of that bloody water level. I remember you and Jeff were trying to do with the mines.
Mhm.
Yeah, the arcade game, the side scroller beat 'em up. Oh man, that was a lot of fun. That Rad Racer, which you got by, I used to play that. Yeah,
Hey, there.
I think that
there-
Rad Racer had some like 3D functionality too, with blue and red glasses.
Hey,
I think it had.
the Rad Racer come out with a new game, man. They're coming out with a new one.
What is Rad Racer, man? I just got this. I have no idea what it is.
They're coming out with a new game, man. It's a thing.
Yeah. And then from I see I didn't own this system. I didn't own the SNES. I only just got an SNES late last year, so I've been collecting games. So I didn't have an SNES. And then I remember the N64. I just got done playing the Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie. It was a good time. Guh. And of course that Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, GoldenEye. Oh, GoldenEye. The Odd Job strats. I remember people having problem. And then of course everyone did not want to play as Jaws because he's just so large everywhere. So, and then the Military Man. I remember one friend would always pick him. We have 4 players split screen, and everyone would just go attack him. Like My friend would be like, I don't want to be the military man. And he is the military man, and we all gang up on him. Oh, man. It's so much fun. Gosh. The NES, N64, and a little bit of PS1, of course. I remember playing the Metal Gear and a little bit of Crash, a little bit of Spyro, but, just the NES and N64 were definitely my childhood growing up. Some good games. I didn't have an Atari or anything like that. ColecoVision. My dad talked about those, but I grew up on the Nintendo, the first NES.
Perfect. Bye.
Yeah, man. I had the NES. I had the Genesis with that 32X attachment.
Whoa.
I know, it was pretty futuristic, and I had the N64 later. But like this puppy right here, so many hours into that afterburner on 32X.
Nice.
This game, I don't know. I don't even usually play these type of games anymore, but for some reason, that took over my life. I don't know. Do you have the 32X games on that Sega Classic, Soltis? Or is it just Genesis?
It's just Genesis, but you can actually hold it up again. It's actually got the slot where you can stick old games in.
Oh, nice.
So
Now, see, the NES and SNES Classic don't have that, right?
Yeah, you can actually put the carts in there, and it'll play it. Like games that are not on here if you have it, and you can drop that Tower of Power in there too.
Oh, see,
Power.
that's perfect. That's perfect. But yeah, lots of Sega games. What was that game called on NES? The Caveman one. Big Nose the Caveman.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
Big nose.
Big Nose the Caveman is amazing. It's on NES. He plays a caveman. You're dreaming. It's all a dream. The game never actually happened.
What didn't
Like
you?
Mario 2.
You gotta get your food back. He's
Didn't you?
chasing his food.
Vi, didn't you play this game with your sister?
I did.
Yeah.
Me and my sister streamed it.
Yeah.
That game. Rolo to the rescue on Sega. You're a little elephant. You gotta rescue your animal friends. It's cute as fuck, man. You gotta play it. Lots of games. But Sonics, all the Sonics I had on the Sega. The Marios, of course. But when that N64 came around, Dorian, the Star Wars.
Oh, yes. Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah. Shadows of the Empire. I would just replay the first level over and over again because it's the Battle of Hoth. You can take down the AT-ATs, shoot the AT-STs, the little sentry droids. Oh, God, that game was beautiful. However, not my favorite. The Toy Story 2. You ever played Toy Story 2 game on N64? That's the best one. That's the best one on the console. It's a collect-a-thon, like Mario and Banjo, but like you're in Andy's house and you're playing as Buzz, and you gotta collect little tokens. It's great.
Zero's house?
Oh, maybe. That's the game. The Toy Story 2 and Duck Dodgers on N64.
Whoa.
I'm waiting for those games to be remastered. I want it. Hopefully someday. But I don't want to get the classics because I got the Retron 5, right? So I can just throw all my carts in there. So I don't see a need to buy the classic systems. However, I do like that they're doing it. I did play Kid Community. Yes.
I've heard good things about this Retron, man.
Yeah, the Retron 5, you got 10 consoles you can play. Now, Game Boy takes up like 3 of those. But it's good stuff.
It's pretty good, though. It works well, right?
Oh, it works great. You can plug in all the controllers from each of the systems. They got ports for each system for controllers. You can do save states. So those like hard games you can never beat as a kid, you can just save state scum it. Yeah, I love it. I don't know if the classic systems have save states. They might. I don't know.
Because there's a lot of quote-unquote consoles that claim to do the same thing, but the Retron seems to have the market corner on that as far as functionality wise.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's right here. Let me see if I can. Oh my God. Come here. Boards. I got controllers plugged in. Go on, wait, I'm coming back. Don't worry about it. I'm unplugging the cord. There it is.
Oh wow.
So you got the is this Genesis? Genesis, NES, I think SNES, and then you also got the oh my God, come back, Famicom right there.
Oh,
And then
wow.
the Game Boy games plug in right there. You got Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance can go in there. You got all your ports for the different controllers. If the camera would cooperate, come on! Trying to show off the restaurant. Where am I? Oh. Yeah, and the great thing about this, it plugs in HDMI. No hassle.
Oh, that's good.
It's easy to
That's nice.
stream from. It's nice.
Do you mind if I ask you how much you paid for that?
I pre-ordered it, and I think it was like $100.
It's not bad, man. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Now, can you use the actual controllers for it? Like, can you play and then
Yeah.
with the...
Plug in NES controllers, Genesis, and SNES from the original consoles.
That's perfect.
Or you can use the controller it came with, but it's
Ooh.
terrible.
This Genesis that I bought has actual ports to plug in old controllers on the front of it, but it came with two controllers that are like wireless, right? And they work fine. But I like the way this one was made. They actually have a I was thinking about picking it up, but they have a the same place I bought this one. They have an Atari one as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got like 120 games or something like that on it. It's crazy, insane. It's only $50, man. That for that USD $49.99. What did? Sorry, I made myself laugh. What did little Chunky Dunk play when she was growing up?
That's not my name.
It is now!
Pretty chunky.
Oh my god. Well, I mean,
I'm sorry, Kim, but that is too good, man. That's
I
too
mean,
good.
no, I don't mind. It's just when I was younger, you know, I guess one of the first like consoles I guess that I played was actually Nintendo 64, and I owned a Game Boy Color, so I played those a lot. But I remember, you know, I don't remember if it was like the SNES or the NES, but because, you know, in Ecuador they only called it Super. I'm assuming it must be the SNES. But they're playing some, you know, because like they didn't call it by the actual name, they just gave it nicknames. And I remember just us playing like some Mario game. So I remember just us playing that a lot when I was younger. But that was only when I went to Ecuador. When I was, you know, here in the U.S., it was just, you know, me playing like Nintendo 64 games, like Super Smash Brothers. Hey You Pikachu, I remember it was like one of those first games that I really played. One of the first games that I also played on Game Boy Color was I think was Pokemon, like Pokemon Red. And I remember playing some Yu-Gi-Oh game. I don't remember. I have no idea what it's called, but I played that Yu-Gi-Oh game for who knows how long. It was only on the Game Boy Color.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but I remember playing that like crazy when I was
know
younger.
the game.
Yeah.
I had it.
Yeah. So I remember playing that. I don't know. I remember I also had Diddy Kong Racing on Nintendo 64, so I remember playing that a lot. So it was mostly, you know, just mostly Nintendo games. I never actually owned a PlayStation until the PlayStation 4. So I've never owned one. You know, anytime, like my cousin had a PlayStation, so I would always go to his house and we just played there. So we played like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, you know, all those games. And I didn't own an Xbox until I think the Xbox 360. After that, I just never bought another Xbox. So it was just, you know, just normal Nintendo games, you know. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'm gonna say Jake for last because I know he's got them stories, man. I might tell my age a little bit here, but the first system that I had was an Atari 2600. Playing games like the Defender, Yard's Revenge. They had a Star Wars game on
Jesus, what was that like?
on Atari. It was you were in a ship and you were just it was pretty much a side. Well, I guess all of them are, but it was a side scroller. Like it was just on a platform and you would shoot the walkers. You would just shoot them until they died, and then
So you're on Hoth.
and then after you killed the first one, another one would come. It would just keep coming, man. Just they don't stop coming. And then so it went Atari, NES, Super Nintendo. What was the next? PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, PS4, and then Xbox One, and of course that PC. But growing up, man, one distinctly thing that Excite Bike on the original Nintendo.
Ooh. Never played Excite Bike.
It's good.
I loved this game because it allowed you to create your own tracks. And I would just sit there and just make tracks all day long, man. Like
That's actually pretty cool.
there was always something about a game where you could like make, create things within a game that drew me to it. And that was one of the earliest ones that I can remember you able to do something like that. And I loved it. And why is my phone going nutty right now? But they can wait. Yeah, Excite Bike, and then Final Fantasy series, man. Final Fantasy 3 was on original Nintendo, which was the first Final Fantasy that we got here in the West. I can remember playing these ones a whole lot. Them RPGs, I love them. But shut up. I made me lose track of thought. But yeah, all those RPGs, man, and all like the what was the game called? Gauntlet.
Oh, yeah. Where is it? I got it here somewhere. Oh my God, Gauntlet's amazing. Sorry,
Can I have it?
super hyped.
Alright, do you
by
just have like a
the
Mary
name.
Poppins bag that you keep
By
all your
just the
games in?
name Gauntlet. I just like, oh, that game's good. I don't know where it is, but yeah. But I found it, Kira. Look. It's that
You got it.
Oh my God, that's the one!
That's
oh
the
my
Can I
God,
one.
just say something?
That's the one.
Can I just
That's
say
the one
something?
that I played. Yeah.
Dark
yeah.
Duel Stories.
That's the one. That's what I
Yeah.
used to play. Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my God.
Can I just say something? Vi, I saw you staring at that cartridge earlier. I swear to God, I thought you were gonna kiss it.
Oh.
He might, man. You never know.
I mean, it's kissable.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Sorry. Gauntlet. Whoa. Keep going. Tell me more, Self.
Gauntlet's good. I didn't have I didn't own a Genesis, but like my best friend growing up had one. So I had the Nintendo products. He would come and stay over the weekend, and we'd play Nintendo. And the next weekend I'd go stay with him. We'd play Genesis. There was another game. I'm trying to remember what platform it was on. It might have been on the Sega, but it was a game called Karnov. I don't know if anybody has ever played this.
I don't know that one.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No.
That it was a platformer, type. I don't know. It's weird. You'd have to look it up, man. It's called Karnov. Sophus is hyped for the Commodore 64 Mini. I actually owned a Commodore when I was growing up. Don't hate. Eddie, Karnov sounds familiar. It's an old game, man, but so you don't have to look it up, man. I played the heck out of this game too. But just any of those platformers and RPGs, man, is what I liked. And anything that you could create things. That Excite Bike was great. Jake, my dude.
Oh boy, here we go. So, I feel like I'm in a minority here because my first system wasn't the NES or the Atari or any of that. It was actually the PlayStation. And my first video game, as a lot of you probably know already, Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro.
My favorite game.
Hi.
My favorite game in the entire world. Like
Yeah,
some of my earliest memories are of that game. My mom and my aunt would play that game all the time before I was even, old enough to even play video games myself. I wouldn't play it myself until like age 5 or 6, and it's the reason I'm a gamer today. Hell, it's the reason I found Dorian to Turkey. If it weren't for that game, I never would have found him and become part of the Twitch fam. And yeah, like I played other games too, obviously. Crash Bandicoot. My first Crash game was actually Crash 2, but I didn't really get into it until Crash Team Racing. Played the hell out of that game.
Whoa.
Oh.
And of course, Spider-Man.
Man.
Take it out!
Oh, that's great.
I can't work with this guy.
Whoa.
But yeah, there was my first RPG ever was Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, that's a good one.
Although I didn't get very far in that game as a kid because I didn't know how to save, so I ended up just playing the first part of it over and over again. And then let's see what else. Well, okay, my first experience with Nintendo. Now I didn't own a 64 myself, at least not, as a kid. But I would always visit my cousin in New Jersey every year, and one of the things I looked forward to the most was playing his 64. He had games like Smash Bros, Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Stadium is actually what got me into Pokemon, by the way.
Oh yeah, the
That's a good
stadium
game.
games. I remember those. You could you could plug your like Game Boy game into it too.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, he didn't have the transfer pack, unfortunately. though.
Mm.
And let's see what else. Donkey Kong 64. I love
Mhm.
that one. And he had GoldenEye, and he played the hell out of GoldenEye. That's all he wanted to play, but I actually wasn't that into it as a kid. I wouldn't get
Yeah.
into it until like years later. And yes, years later, he actually like gave me a 64 because he sort of like grew out of video games.
Who does
Yeah,
that?
so
Who
I
grows
know,
out?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that.
but yeah, but he gave it to me, and I still play it today. And yeah, I also like my first I actually got the GameCube before the 64 though, and one of my first Mario games was Mario Sunshine. It's my
Oh.
favorite to this day.
Such a good
I also
game.
played
Oh my
games
god.
like Super Monkey Ball.
My favorite 3D Mario game right there.
That's what it is.
Yeah, mine too. It's the black sheep of the series, but it's one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I was trying to look, man. I'm looking at it right now. There was an RPG. I got it on the TV over here. That's on the Sega Genesis, and I forget what it was. I had to look it up. Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star 2 and 3 is on here. It's got that Kid Chameleon on here too. Bye.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, a lot of good games, man. What was that?
Yeah. I didn't know that dropped.
Phantasy Star
You
was.
got the
Phantasy,
golden eye.
Fantasy Star was good though, man.
I remember
Yeah,
playing
I-
Fantasy Star Online a lot.
I
But
dealt
that's
into
like
the very first Phantasy Star. I have it on Virtual Console on the Wii. Didn't get too far into it, but
mm.
fun stuff. Those mazes though, those like first person mazes. I could not get past those.
So, how far do we go with re-releases of these old consoles, man? How long do you think they'll just keep doing it? Well, here's the thing. As a side note, there was this website that actually broke down. Like they got like NES Classic and a SNES Classic, and took it apart, right, to see what was going on, and apparently they're the same.
What?
Apparently it's the same motherboard, it's the same, everything is the same.
Oh. Hmm. Hmm.
But how far? I mean, are they gonna do a N64? Are they gonna keep going, man, or what do you guys think?
I would love to see an N64.
I think- I personally see them doing it. Yeah,
Mm.
at
as
least
far
do
as,
N64.
as far as going all the way up to GameCube, I think for GameCube, just like put it on the Switch marketplace or whatever it is. Put GameCube games on there. Yeah, I don't. But again, I could already see it like a little mini cube. That could sell, man.
Yeah,
That little purple cube.
Yeah.
Little
Okay.
lunchbox.
Me,
Yeah.
that little cute. Yeah. But
I
like
think
a
it's
Wii,
more
a
like-
mini
Already
Wii,
has
are we
a
gonna see
handle.
a mini Wii in like 20 years? What's
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, right.
See,
Yeah.
I think as far as GameCube goes, I think it's a little soon for like a pre-release style console like that. Like I think it's even a little too early for the 64. Like I could see it happening in maybe like 5-10 years, but
Mm.
right away, I don't think so.
Well, you got the Sega, and you got the Atari. You think I mean, although it's not that far out, but at what point does Sony start releasing a mini PS1?
Mm.
And see, the thing with Sony is like, unlike because Nintendo controllers and Sega controllers, like they're very different from each other. Like especially Nintendo, like different
Mhm.
controllers, like no matter what system you're playing. But the PlayStation controller, it's remained somewhat consistent. So I don't know if you need to like make a little mini PlayStation.
Oh my
Like
god.
don't get me wrong, I
Yeah,
would buy one in a heartbeat if it was a thing, but I think just re-releasing them
Nice.
like on PSN is enough.
Mario Party.
Oh yeah. Rip your palms.
I don't know. It's fun, man. It's fun to see these old games kind of come back, though. For me, it is. I'm still I haven't yet, but I plan on picking up that Atari one, man. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta go back, man. I think I have the original console was at my parents' house. I think that'd be cool.
Oh my god. Turkey!
What?
I'm here going. I was like,
Freaking
oh,
build
what
up.
type of game he's about to like say? I was like, oh, let's see.
I know that freaking build up.
God damn it! I'm about to check. I'm about to block Turkey.
Oh
Damn it.
God,
Oh my god.
that is perfect. But that is the perfect segue. We have we've run out of topics. There, it's been a good time.
Oh,
Um,
dang.
time flies, man.
It was.
My dude Dorian. It's time for them shout outs, sir.
Time for them shoutouts. Well, again, all of you here tonight, from all of our communities and coming to the show this evening, thank you so much for being here, spending the time with us. Hope you enjoyed the show. Of course, keep up to date with the show with the After Hours Twitter and that Sulfus. Hopefully we get things organized for another one soon, but perhaps I'd say 80-20 on this. I feel like we can get some after-hour love going on at the Twitch cons. We'll find a way. Gosh darn it, we will. It'll be a good time. And again, of course, Sulfus, thank you so much for having us on the show here. It's always a pleasure to be here. Great discussion here tonight. And all of you guys, Jake, Kim, Vi, always good to sit down with you guys and talk about games, talk about Twitch, talk about what's going on, current events. It's always a pleasure. It's fun. As you guys see on the screen there's the Twitter, there's the Twitch links. If you guys enjoyed the conversations, follow all these people. All these people. They're good people. They'll make you laugh. And sometimes identity gets confused. Chunky dump. But
Oh
it's
my
all
God.
good. It's all good. We know that's that Kim. She will be the Kim to me. Others, well, might need some work on that. But thank you guys for being here tonight. And the leader dog, the tunes. Oh, it's always good. It's always good to be here.
But thanks again, Dorian. My dude Vi. Them shout outs, sir.
That was a good show, man. The time flew. It was lots of great topics. I had a good time. Thank you all for coming out for the show. And Jake, having the Jake back, and of course the Chunky Dunk in the house.
Yeah.
herself. Oh, what a legend. Yeah, so I'll be playing PUBG later. Maybe try out some Fortnite. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna ask Andrew if he wants to do something similar to what we did last week there, Dorian. Remember that Mario?
Yes.
I'll see maybe a bit of that. I don't know. We'll see. See what happens. If not, Fortnite, PUBG later. You see the links there. Check it out. And, of course, check out my dude Sulfus holding down the show, running all the things in the background. Yeah, great times. Can't wait to see everyone at TwitchCon. Y'all have a good one. See you later.
Thanks again, Vi, for hanging on out with us.
Mm.
My dude Jake, them shout out, sir.
All right. Well, as always, man, it was a pleasure to be on the show. Again, thank you for letting me on at such short notice. Everyone, go follow these guys. Go follow Sulfus. Go follow Dorian. Go follow Vi. Go follow Kim. Even though
Oh no.
I have a confession. I actually haven't been following Kim, but I'm gonna remedy that situation
Whoa!
right now.
Wow!
Right now.
Whoa!
I'm clicking the follow button. There we go. It's been done. I am follower number 1,748.
I gotta follow you back now.
But yeah, go follow them, and follow me too. I guess my stuff is right over there. Whatever. You don't have to. But I am planning on delving into some more Final Fantasy IX later, if that tickles your fancy, I suppose. But yeah, thanks again. Oh, and again, shout out to my coworker for switching shifts with me.
David, my man. Shout out.
GG.
Them shout outs. Chunky Dunk.
Oh my God almighty. Well, thank you for actually having me. Like, I know actually I was invited to be on the show. I forgot how long ago. I couldn't, unfortunately. But now that you guys invited me again, and I'm really happy for it. Also, it's Kirakiraa, not Chunky Dunk. Like I said before, the whole thing, I saw a sign that said, I don't skinny dip, I chunky dunk, and I was like, that's really funny. And now everybody wants to call me Chunky Dunk. If you want to call me Chunky Dunk, I mean, I guess, but, you can call me Kira or Kim, either one. And, I probably won't be live tonight, but maybe tomorrow night we're playing some more horror stuff and Cuphead. And, of course, I also have to follow Jake now, because I completely forgot. And also, obviously, follow everybody in this podcast. They're really, really cool peeps. And I hope to see you at TwitchCon, whoever's going to TwitchCon. Like, if you see me, please say hi. If you see me, please say hi. I get really shy. I'm kind of slow with things. So just come up to me and be like, Kim, I know you. So, and then I'll be more than happy to talk to you. So, yeah.
Remove all the Kappa fans.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
I know. Well, I seen her for like 10 minutes. I blinked, she was gone.
All right, quick little story on that. It was TwitchCon last year. I saw somebody with a Kappa fan, literally just a fan with a Kappa head on it. I liked it. I said Dorian. I was like, hold on. Vi was there. I was like, hold on. I gotta get that. I just never saw them again because I tried to find the Kappa fan, which I did find, by the way. So I was very happy about that. So yeah.
Perfect. Kim, thanks for coming on in.
Thanks for having me.
And hanging out with us.
Thank you.
But thanks to you guys and gals for hanging out with us tonight, watching at home. Same for me. I can't wait for TwitchCon. I've said it multiple times. Fair warning. I'm hugging everybody at TwitchCon, man. I don't care. I'm hugging everybody. So be ready. But yeah, we're like Dorian said, we're gonna try to put together something while we're at TwitchCon, whether it be just a little quick stream or something by a phone, something. We're gonna my phone. I just tossed my phone over my green screen. Whether it be using the Twitch app and just streaming from the place we're staying, whatever, we're gonna try to find a way to at least get on the air for a little bit while we're there. But yeah, go and follow all these great streamers that are on this panel. If you're not following me, you can hit me up there. But like I said, I'm out of town working and stuff, so I'm not really sure when I'll be able to stream on my personal channel again. But you can follow that After Hours Twitter as well. As soon as we have a show booked, we'll let you guys and gals know when it's going to be. Shout out to that leader dog for letting us use them tunes during the show. Shout out to that Big T. Big T responsible for the graphic overhaul of the channel. Very solid job by him. Go hit him up for all your graphic needs. And that's going to be it for tonight, guys and gals. Thanks again for hanging out with us. And again, well, as soon as we get the next show booked, we'll let you guys and gals know. Thanks, everybody. See y'all next time.